It has been a while since you have seen my progress, which hasn't been very much, on this quilt. But today I want to do a very special little sewing session celebrating our nation's 250th birthday. So what you see is I am still just down to 3 rows. I need to definitely work on some more. So I want to start on this area. So I'm starting my 4th row here, right here. So far, it's little textures and things like that. No really picture or anything. But I do have one picture or little motif here, and that's of a little cabin. So I want to kind of mimic that with our flag. So I'm going to work on that right here, and I thought it would be very, very pretty. So I thought of this late last night. I thought, how can I do something else to this quilt that's a little different? And I thought, well, July 4th is coming up, so I wanted to put the flag on here. I thought that would be really cool. So as you can see, I'm kind of spacing everything in between so it has its own little area. So that's what I'm going to do here. And I always start off with a knot on the quilt anyway. You know me, I don't really care for knots. But what I'm going to do, like I always do, is hide it in between the layers. This is 6 layers of gauze. So I'm going to hide it in the layers and get started that way. So if I do my knot small enough, it should go through. There we go. And then I'm going to, well, I hope that was in camera. I always forget to do that. Let me zoom out again. A little bit more. Okay, so that's how I start my quilt. I don't know if you've seen any of my videos from before on my quilts, but this is how I like to start. And then I kind of stab the knot area or the thread here just to reinforce it in between. So what I'm going to do is just do a rectangle, but do a straight stitch like this. And it's going to be probably crooked and all of that, but that's okay too. And you know what? I'm going to adjust this angle. Otherwise, I'm going to be off camera here. There we go. Now I'm in a little bit more in the middle here for you. So I'm going to do a straight line. And I'm going to try to find, I don't like to print on the fabric with my either heat erasable pen or my water erasable pen, only because there's so many bumps and crevices that I feel like it doesn't come all the way out. So I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to kind of follow the natural indentions and use that as a guide for my line. And if it ends up crooked, that's okay too. This is handmade and this is for me, so it's not going to make all that much of a difference. So, and right now I'm using this cotton thread, and I'll show it here in a minute. There we go. It's just simple cotton thread, and I love using that for my quilts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this little rectangle for the shape of the flag. And I'm going to speed this up and I will be back. Okay, now we have our basic rectangle, and now I'm just going to add some stripes. I'm not going to pay attention to how many stripes. I'm just going to do some random stripes. Just like I'm not going to put 50 stars over here in the corner. I'm just going to, just so you get the idea of what this is. So now I'm going to add the stripes, and I'll probably get to the stars. So I'll speed up and then I'll get to the stars and come back. Okay, now I'm going to start on the stars. And I'm just doing a basic little, like a sparkly star. I'm not doing anything major here. Just the idea of some little stars representing the states. And no matter what country you're from, you can do this. You can put your flag on your quilt, or maybe one of these days I'll do a quilt with all the flags in the world. I think that would be really cool too. Or do a basic image of them, I guess, kind of like what I'm doing here. Just this little simple image. Nothing major, no pattern, because part of the slow stitching process is just having fun with it and getting an idea of what I want. That's what I do, and I don't work on it unless I'm really in the mood, because I don't want to speed it up and get it to where I don't like it. I want to put a little bit of thought process in it without thinking too hard. Okay, so now what I want to do is kind of do these in between. Now, I could have done this the Sashiko way and, do a line and then do a line. But like I said, I just want to do this very looking like it's got, like maybe a child did it. You get the picture. Just something very sweet and homemade. And that's what I want this whole quilt to be. Following this line here so I can know where to start and stop. And then I'm just going to continue. And then when I get back, when I come back this way, I will do more stars. So this is going to be kind of a lot of speed up, otherwise you'll be sitting here for hours with me, which I wouldn't mind, but let's speed this up and continue. Okay, so now we're getting a better idea of where I'm going. I want this to kind of go down and up like it's waving in the wind. So, and I'm not doing a perfect job at this, but I don't want it perfect. So let's go back and work our way to the stars. So now we're back to the stars, and I'm going to continue to do them very, very random. Not very random, but you know what I mean. I'm going to continue to make them like every other one. So try to go in the middle here without making it too complicated here in the middle of these two. Okay, now working our way back to the next stripe. Okay, I think I'm going to add one more row of stars here. So when I come back, it'll be just a plain stripe. And that should finish the idea of the United States flag. Would have been really cool is if I would have done the original flag that started our country. That would have been really cool. If my memory serves correct, I think it was 1 star or something, I don't know, and then eventually it got into a circle of stars, and then, because it didn't always have 50 stars, obviously. I don't know, I'll have to do my history. I used to know that. My memory's gotten away from me lately. So I may do that to celebrate our nation's 250th year. Go back and read up more about our flag. Like I said, I used to know all about it, but the older I get, the more I forget things. So I'm gonna go and study that, I think. Not now, obviously. I want to get this done with you. So what I am thinking about doing after I start this next stripe, and show you how I get to it, I will finish it and then I will get back on camera and show you the final result. Finish up this star here. Don't want to do that, yeah. And then we'll start our stripe. So what I need to do is figure out how much. Okay, so we know we want our stripe here. So what I could do is, I know it's a little bit crooked, so I can just adjust as I go and make it into basically a wave, like the flag is waving in the wind. So I'm going to do about the same distance. There we go. And then I'll be careful to watch as I stitch and meet the other stripes, while still trying to maintain the same distance from here to here. Because I made it into a wave, it's not going to be like that all the way across. So I hope that makes sense, because this part of the flag is wider than this part. So I'm going to adjust it as I go. And that's what I love about just this free form type of stitching, is that you can adjust it as you go. It's kind of like painting. I'm a painter, so when I paint, if I don't like something, I'll paint. I'm an acrylic painter, so if I don't like something, I can adjust it with my paints. And if the blob is too big, then I will take the background color and paint around the edges of the blob to make it not so big. Not blob, but image. You know what I'm talking about. You guys know me by now. Me and my words. I have funny words. So I'm going to speed this up and keep from boring you, and then I will show you the final result. Okay, so I got my little flag complete. I absolutely love how it turned out. Very handmade looking, not perfect. I didn't want it perfect. I'm going to add a little star there, but oh, I don't know. I think I'm just going to leave it just like this. So there you have it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next thread.